Hello everyone, Darren here. This is a nice little quick video I wanted to put out. Um, this was from a recent game, and I was teaching an adoptee that I adopted for the Adopt a Tomato program, and there was this game that we encountered, and you're gonna see the scenario itself, but essentially what happened was that there was an enemy tank capping, and we decided to counter cap, and you're gonna see essentially the tactic that I employ and the result because of this tactic, as well as Professor Darren making an appearance to explain why I was doing what I was doing. But we're gonna get right here into the gameplay right now. So starting off here, we see that me and a 4202 are looking for the last remaining tank, a Bat Chat. The 4202 and I were both one shot. Now we're looking for it, but then all of a sudden our base starts to be capped, and you see that just now by the Bat Chat. The 4202 goes into counter cap, but you notice that I don't go into the cap. So I'm going to let Professor Darren take over.
So, we've paused the situation, the scenario right now, and I'd like to explain something real fast. Now, what you witnessed me doing is that I'm there by the cap, but I'm not on the cap. Now, why is that? Well, see, here's the thing, and this is the type of information that I have kept always in the back of my mind when dealing with situations such as this. Now, remember, the Bat Chat is by himself, and there's only 3 people that could be on that cap that he could choose from. Now, by the process of elimination with the information provided here, that most people, or even some of the average people, the commonly known type of information that some people can kind of figure out, are the types of people that are on the base capping. Now, he knew where 2 people were from the information that was provided to him. He got on the base. We initiated a counter cap. So he knew right then and there where at least one tank was. And then he gets spotted by the mouse that was right there to go, that would just so happen to be the closest tank to be able to defend the base. So then right then and there's 2 tanks that he knew where they were. But the problem was he didn't know about what tanks were where. He obviously knew where the mouse was, and he knew that where the mouse was the mouse, but he didn't know what tank was on the base. Thus, there was that third factor he didn't know of. Where is the third tank? So what I didn't do was get on the base, thus giving him more information to work with. So if I hopped on the base, he would have known where all 3 of us were. He would have known where the mouse was because the mouse spotted him and he spotted the mouse. And he would have known, because there's 2 people counter-capping his cap, counter-capping his capping efforts, that he would have known right away that me, or you in this case, and the 4202 were on the base trying to countercap him. So that eliminates that. Now, here's the 2 things. The majority of those that I have learned in this game, the types of people that end up trying to cap the base even if there is one enemy left alive, are the 2 types of people. The ones that are so low health that they are pretty much a one-shot, and maybe it's an op they can't afford to die in the victory, or they just don't want to die, or they essentially consider themselves out of action, are the low health tanks. The other types of people are the slow tanks, the T95, TD, the Mousy, the slow tanks that most of the time are hanging back or slow to get to the fight, and by the time that, people have to go back to defend the base, it's like they've done very minimal damage. They still want to win the game, and it's like, I'm not going to turn around and waste my time. I'm just going to go cap and sit on the base or something. That would be that. Now, again, these 2 types of people were in that game, were on your, or in this case, my team. Let's see. The 4202 and the Leopard one, and you, are one shot, or pretty much one shot. You might be able to bounce a shot, but you are a one shot essentially. Your health is within the damage range of a 105. and then there is the slow tank of the mouse. So, because he did not know, because the Bat Chat knew that the slow tank was near him, he probably figured that because there's only one tank there at the base, and because he's an autoloader, and the tank is probably low health, or, half health, or low enough health that he could clip him out, that he figured that I'll just go and rush the one tank on the base capping, and I will just clip him out. He still didn't know where I was, but he figured that it was either me or the you or the FV4202 sitting on that base. So, what he didn't factor is that there was actually two people at the base, but one of them was waiting in ambush. So that is the information you need to try to kind of process in your head when it comes to a tactic like this, is trying to think, am I giving the enemy information? What information does the enemy probably already know? And when you have that type of information, or you can kind of draw your own conclusions from that type of information, then you can set up a plan. And in this case, the Leopard 1 decided that he was going to sit outside the cap circle, provide a buffer or an early warning device for the person actually capping the base. And as you notice, this plan worked. The Bat Chat was not expecting the Leopard 1 to be there waiting for the Bat Chat to make a move, especially when the team of two at the enemy base noticed that the Bat Chat left the cap. That could only mean one thing, that the Bat Chat thinks that he could clip out the person at the base. Now, of course, he probably could have clipped out or fooled around with the mouse, but he decided to leave, become unspotted, and not even try and fight with the mouse. So, that could have only meant one thing. And that's the type of information you need to be aware of. But let's go back and see how this plays out.
And as Professor Darren stated, the plan worked. The Bat Chat here, you can see, he's going to actually get off the base shortly after being spotted. And what ends up happening here is that he does exactly what Professor Darren predicted. He was going to say, well, okay, there's one tank here. He's going to try and interdict me. I can't really fight this mouse, so I'm going to go and stop their base, because there's only one person at my base, so I'm going to go clip him out. So he goes and he gets off the base. So, but the 4202 is still capping, and I'm still there with the Leopard 1 is still there, providing a overwatch or a support to try and protect the 4202, because, two guns is better than one. But and you can kind of see it there in the background. You can see that the Bat Chat is making his way to try and intercept the cap of his own base, and he does not expect the Leopard 1 to spot him. As you can see right here, the Leopard 1 spots him, the Bat Chat stops, but unfortunately the Leopard 1 died in the process, but he did manage to successfully put a shot into the Bat Chat, allowing the 4202 to finish off the Leopard 1, thus making it a win for the team. And that concludes today's video on a strategy when it comes to counter capping. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.